Good evening, everyone. It is Thursday, the 10th of July. I know it's a Thursday and not a Sunday. This is Flosstube number 19. I checked before I started. And I do apologise for, I should have been filming on Friday. But I was ever so slightly worn out, but I shall explain all that as we go. And I've been trying to get myself to do it all week, but I had something that I had to do first. And again, we'll talk about that in a little while. So anyway, 4 days later than I should have been. Hello everybody, welcome to my Flosstube. I'm Ali, and this is a wee Scot in Yorkshire, which is me. I'm the wee Scot. The wee spreading Scot, as it happens. Got weighed today when I was at doctor's for my annual cardiovascular review, and I've put on a stone since last year. That's not good, so I need to do something about it. But short of stopping eating, I'm not sure what'll work. I'm accompanied by the kids, who are just wandering about, being extremely annoying. But I've literally just got back in because I was, as I say, I was at the doctor's today, and that was at lunchtime. And after that, I decided to pop up to Saltaire to go to Barley Craft Fabrics, which was run by my lovely friend Leslie. And like you do when you go into a craft shop, you have to buy craft. You have to buy fabric, don't you? I did buy some, and they're really nice. I might show you them. I probably will show you them. And then I had to come all the way back, feed the kids, feed me, get changed, and go all the way back up to Saltaire because it was WI meeting tonight. And we've been singing. I'm not exactly sure what we were singing, but we've been singing. So it was a nice evening, and I saw some of the ladies that I've got to know quite well. So that was nice. So anyway, it's now 9:30-ish. And it is still light outside, but I've put the craft lights on in here, so hopefully the light's good enough that you're able to see me. So we'll crack on, shall we? Excuse me, I'm just going to shut this door open because both the kits are in heat, and Shadow's decided to have one of her little "I'm in heat, look at me" moments. So where shall we start? Oh, darn it. I've just realised I've left one of the things downstairs. I am not running downstairs for it. It is the Blue Tit bookmark. And needless to say, it hasn't got a lot done on it so far. What I will show you is where how I did with my roll dice for last month. If you saw me roll the dice last Tuesday, it's come out at number 3, and my number 3 is Enchanted Mermaid, which is over there, and I'll get that in a minute to show you. I didn't do as much as I had hoped to on this, but I did make a little bit of inroads on it, so I'll show you what I've done so far. So this bit down at the bottom, where I've got this flower here, I sort of moved along a little bit, and I've started filling in, doing some of the shading, finishing off the frame of the picture. It took me a while because it was 3-4 stitches of one colour, and then I was having to change the colour and do another 3 or 4 stitches, so it was very slow going and very annoying, to say the least. But I've got way more done on this, and on the first day I did more than I did last year on it, so that's a win situation for me, so I'm happy with that. And it is looking good, and the whole thing is that. So it will be lovely when it's finished. And then I'll have to get it framed up, and I bought some picture hooks last week. I think it was last week. Di gets these picture hooks from Amazon, and when I've been over and she's been putting stuff up, I was like, oh, I like them. So I went and looked for them on Amazon and I found them, so I've got a whole tub full now. I'll just have to start getting things framed so I can hang them up. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Let's not run before we can walk. So, as I say, Blue Titties downstairs. So, second one on the list is summer. No, it's winter, really. Oh, don't tell me. I've left the summer sampler chart downstairs. I'm really organised tonight, can't you tell? It's just been one of those days. I had to be up at stupid o'clock because I had to get a new microwave delivered today, because last week my microwave suddenly started lots of sparks going when it was cooking, and then it was like it was going to burst into flames, and I thought, no, can't have that. So I bit the bullet and I had to buy a new one. And it arrived this morning, and I was lying in bed contemplating getting up, and it said it will be delivered between 9:15 and 10:15, and this was at 9 o'clock, and I thought, I better get up, because knowing my luck, he'll come early. And I literally had just got out of bed, got my dressing gown on, and I heard a knock at the door. And I opened the door and I went, and I checked my phone. I went, you're early, it's only 9:14. He went, oh, I'm really sorry. So it came early, so I didn't have to wait in all morning for it. Because that was my one worry, that it would arrive while I was at the doctor's. And because it had come, it allowed me to go up and go and see Leslie, so it worked out okay. My window cleaner was supposed to come today, but he didn't turn up, so I hope he doesn't come tomorrow, because it's going to be even warmer, and it's been absolutely dreadful today. But anyway, this is where I am on Summer Sampler, and there's spring next to it. So I was chatting to Di last night, so I did the, shall we call it a lawn at the front. This is my last day for working on it, so I may get a little bit done tonight. I'll pop downstairs and put a few stitches in it, hopefully. So it's coming on, and it's a nice stitch as well, which is lovely. And it's on this nice linen fabric, which is nice. There's too many nices going on. Right. Why is that there? Oh, it's for that. Right, okay. I'm confusing myself now. Aww. No, I wasn't speaking to you, Shadow. I was looking at your sister. And she's just sitting there, actually behaving for once. Being very quiet. She's looking for birdies, probably. Anyhow. Right, so that's most of the stitching, because obviously we're only at the beginning of the month, and I think I had shown what I had done on the other two projects, which was Winter Sampler and Spring Awakening. So they've not had anything done on them, so you don't need to see them. So those of you who may remember, I said that for the whole of Wimbledon that I would do 100 stitches a day on pandemic to see if I could move it on a bit. So after yesterday's work, I can announce I've got a page finish. Yay! And that's it. That's my page finish. I'm so pleased with it. So I should be doing 100 stitches on it today, but given the time, I don't know if I will. I might manage it because I'm going to go and do part 2 now, so which is the bit across this bit here. So we'll see how we go. 100 stitches really isn't that much, and we did work out last night that I probably averaged over the 9 days up until yesterday, I probably averaged about 131 stitches a day, which is pretty good going, considering I said I would only do 100. But that's enabled me to get this page finish. So I'm just going to put that back in the bag. Got a page finish. Tabby! I've got a page finish. Now, quite a lot of people have, because I put up a bit on Instagram, I think it was last week, showing progress and what I'd done, and a lot of people were commenting on the thread that I'm using. Just bear with me a sec to see if the other, because I know one of my labels, there it is, I knew it was here. The other label is downstairs, where it's looking after everything else. So, as I said before, it's been done by Flosstube I'm, which is a local lady called Eleanor Lee. Now, I checked her Etsy page last week, and she doesn't appear to be doing any dyeing at the moment, which is a real shame because her stuff is beautiful. So this is Zaria lace. It is 100% mulberry silk, 848 yards, and it is called Gossamer Wings. And if I just put it a bit closer, you can see all the different colour variations in that, and it quite literally changes colour every 4, 5, 6 stitches, which means that when you start another thread, if you cut another thread and start on a different bit or the same bit of the pattern, just to carry on the rest of that line or the line underneath, and it doesn't matter because of the colour changes, what colour on the thread it actually is. And it is absolutely, it's so lovely to work with, it really is. And I'm absolutely loving it. So so that is what I'm using. But I am so chuffed that I've got a page finish. I'm just we looked to see when I had started it last night in my project book, and it was October 2020, so it was during the pandemic, while it was still a free pattern from Long Dong Samplers. The whole thing, it was, I'll just get this up, show you. Make that a little bit better, a little bit bigger rather. So that is pandemic. And it is a lovely, lovely design. And unusually for me, I've started this in the top left-hand corner. And I've left, I think, about 3 inches. So 3 inches top, 3 inches to the left-hand side for my, to do the border. Yeah, somebody agrees with me. I don't think it might be Bambi that's agreeing with me. And it's lovely. And the more you look at it, the more you see. I mean, when I got to the bottom of this bit here, there was a little rabbit. No, it wasn't a rabbit. It was a squirrel. There was a little squirrel. I don't know if you can see it. If I put it in a little bit, you can just see it. It's sitting on the side next to the bird with a big hairdo. So that was nice. Just something to add into it. So there's been 3 birds and a squirrel so far, and it looks as if there's something else there. I'm not quite sure what. Oh, it's another squirrel. Oh, right, okay. So there's 2 squirrels. So when I get on to part wherever it is, and I'm going down the way, I'll have another squirrel to do. That'll be nice. But yeah, there's just so many animals on this. There's some deer. There's little butterflies. I was looking at the mock-up, because obviously Pattern Keeper doesn't show you the back stitch, and I know there is some back stitch on this, so I was having a look at it, and while I was looking at it I was like, oh right, because there was like 3 stitches and then 3 stitches, and I was like, well, I'm not sure what that's going to be, and it turns out it's that little butterfly just next to the bird's head. So it shows you what a difference actually having the back stitch to look at. And what I'm planning on doing, I'm just wondering which, hold that thought, let's see if I can get this down. Excuse me, okay, see if it's going to be, let's see if I can reach this. I'm not sure which one is this one. Yes, it's the right one. And of course, it's got a Scottish castle on it. You know, darling. Oops, what was that? Oh, ouch. These are all my silk threads. That's no idea. What is it? Oh, it's Splendor, which is Rainbow Gallery. Right, now, there we go, that's what I was looking for. What I thought I would do is do the back stitching. That's not going to fit. Oh. I'll do the back stitching because I'm doing it all in silk anyway. I did a sampler a long time ago, designed by an old friend of mine, and I did it in Gloriana silks, and I have these left over. So what I thought I would do is, come to mummy, there we go. I have this, which is ultraviolet. Look at that. So I've got quite a lot of that left. Or I could do the back stitch. Excuse me, what are you doing? Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Hello. Hi, darling. Sorry, head scratching moment even. Okay. Right, go see Bambi. This one is called Delphinium, which is lovely as well. I'm thinking probably the ultraviolet because it is a lot bolder, will stand out a lot more. This may blend into the threads, the thread that's already there, although it is a bit darker. So I don't know. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Let's face it, I'm not going to be doing any back stitching anytime soon. Although I probably could do, because I could do it as I go, couldn't I? Hello. Yeah, I know. You're being gorgeous. Yes. Yeah, those are my threads, Bambi. Get out. I came down this morning and Bambi had got my knitting out of the bag. The knitting's part of a project which I will explain to you in a little while. And she was wrapping herself up in it. Or wrapping herself up in the wool rather than the knitting. So she get telling off for that. So yeah, getting back to what I was talking about. So we've got Delphinium and we've got Ultraviolet. So if anybody's got any preferences as to which ones I should do the back stitching in, please shout out and let me know. They're both beautiful. Okay, right, so let's put these back in there. So that is the extent of the stitching. So there was roll the dice, there's been pandemic, there's been the blue tits, which as I said are downstairs, and haven't really had an awful lot doing, because to be perfectly honest, pandemic has really taken over my life over the last sort of week and a half. So I think I can be forgiven soon. You know, you'd never know I had so many other projects on the go. Yeah, thank you, Bambi. Just sit there and look for birdies. They might all have gone to bed now. It'll be 10 o'clock soon, 11 o'clock. I really don't have a clue what I'm doing, do I? Right, so that's those. As I said, we rolled the dice last week. It came out as number 3, which is Enchanted Mermaid, and I'll just go and get her and move that out of the way so I don't fall over it. That's it. So those of you who have not seen my Enchanted Mermaid before, and I don't think I've actually worked on her since I've been doing this Flosstube. So this is Enchanted Mermaid, and she is absolutely beautiful. She's stunning. The minute I saw her, I was like, I've got to have her. I've just got to work on her. So here is where I am with her. I'll just sit back a bit. Whoops, I nearly knocked my glasses off my face. Here we go. There she is. Love her to bits. So I've been finishing off, just fold her over. I've been finishing off around here, trying to get this part of the tail finished, work my way up this way, and then I'm going to be working my way down this side, and then once I've got all of that done, I will do the beading and finish off the Krynic threads as well, which I've done some of them. I've done them in the bodice. I don't know if you can see them glittering away there. Probably not. Did I fill in there? No, I haven't. I've done some of them on the actual body part of the tail, but I have done them in her hair. I don't know if you can see them glittering away. As they probably not. So I'm actually really looking forward to getting back to her because she's been a long time work in progress for me. And I'm desperate to get her finished and get her framed, get her up on the wall, especially now that I've got new picture hooks. But I kind of got a bit stitched out with her. I felt as if there was too much pressure on me to get her done, so I kind of stepped back from her a bit. Probably at the beginning of this year. She was in my 5 and 5, but as you know, I'm just doing. Obviously, I've got the blue tits. I've got the seasonal samplers by Little House Needleworks. I've got Winter Sampler by Croquette Go Go. Bambi, be quiet, please, thank you. And Spring Awakenings by Stitches Through the Years. And then always the last one in my 5 and 5 is always my Roll the Dice project, which obviously this month is this lady here. So she will get some love this month. And I am looking forward to being reacquainted with her, if you like. I'm so glad she's back in my rotation for, even if it's just a small amount of time. That's the wrong one now. She's in a purple one. It's this one. That's the right one. So that basically is all the stitching. So what else have I been getting up to? Well, I've been on holiday for 2 weeks. Tomorrow's the last of my 2 weeks, not counting the weekend. Hello. Can you not dig your claws into my knee, please? Thank you very much. And I think I took the right 2 weeks off because the temperatures have been going up again. And I would rather not be travelling into Leeds in this heat or having to sit and work in this heat. I've been able to just take a break, go upstairs, just lie on the bed, drink copious amounts of water and fruit juice and stuff, and try as much as I can to keep myself cool. I've got my little fan going beside me on the coffee table there. I hope you can't hear it on the video, but it's not that noisy, so it should be okay. But yeah, it's been a nice relax. It's lovely just to it's been lovely just to be able to just relax. And if I wake up in the morning, and I've been waking up at unearthly hours of the morning. This morning it was 6 o'clock. Yesterday it was 7 o'clock. And I'm like, I don't need to get up. I don't need to get up and get ready and sit down and work all day. I can do what I want. It's my holiday, and I can just make it up as I go along. Last Friday, there was a works thing organised, which I'd signed up to go to, and it was a taster day at a bowling club doing crown green bowls. I have to listen to that all day long. Bambi, what are you doing? No, it's outside the window. You can't catch it, you silly cat. Bambi, quiet. I'm filming. Shut up. Oh, for God's sake. I do apologise for... Oh, whoa. People wonder why I'm batty. Yeah, so I'd signed up for this Cran Green bowling. I'd had a go years and years ago, and it was only an hour or so. But I did enjoy it, and when I saw this, and I thought, oh, I'll go to that. And I thought, I'm off work anyway, so I don't need to take a day off to go to it. So I went up, and we were there. I was there probably about 9:20. And one of the ladies at the club was making tea and coffee for everyone, so we had that. And then we'd already been assigned teams, so we met up with our teams, and they explained the rules of what we were going to be doing. They allowed us to have a little go to get the feel of the bowls and everything. And this kind man, Tony, who is a member of the club where we were playing, he lent me his bowls for the day, which was really good of him. So we had our taster, and then they said, right, we're going to start the competition now. And we literally bowled all day. Now, bearing in mind, I got there at about 9:20. We stopped for lunch about 12:30, between 12:30 1:15, and then we sort of reconvened, I think probably about 1:30. Lunch was provided for us, which was lovely. The desserts were lovely, especially the little pavlovas with the strawberries. They were very, very, very nice. Very nice. And it was lovely. There was lots of different sort of buffet food on, so it was a nice lunch. And we all just sat around and chatted, and then we went back out and we started playing again. And then once we'd finished all the rounds, and they did all the tallies, it turned out that my team got into the playoffs. So we ended up playing again. I must have walked, it felt like 10,000 miles. It definitely was at least 10,000 steps. I only wish that I'd put my phone in the back pocket of my jeans, and then I could have recorded how many steps that I did. But it was such a nice day, and it wasn't. There was a little bit of rain, but it was only sort of spot rain, spitting. Never really came to anything. It was quite windy at some parts, and the sun did break out at some part, but I ended up with a bit of sunburn here and across here and on both arms, the lower ends of my arms, because I was wearing a sort of 3/4 length t-shirt type thing. So trying to shield myself from the sun. Don't want to go down the route that I ended up last year, having 3rd-degree burns and ending up at the hospital. So I'm not going there again. But it was a lovely, lovely day. And I got an email through yesterday from our clubs, our works, sort of sports and social club. And apparently they're doing it again fairly soon. I can't wait. I'm going to get signed up next week if he's put the email out. But there was 10 teams. 10 teams of 4 people. So that's quite a lot of people that went. And it just was a lovely, lovely day. And I thoroughly enjoyed myself. So I'm looking forward to doing it again. So that was Friday. And then on Saturday, I was at Bradford Cathedral taking part in an event which they've been doing for, I don't know when it started. Basically, it's all about climate change, and it's been sort of organised by West Yorkshire Spinners, which is they manufacture wool, and it was dating back to when their mill first opened, which was 1853, I think, but don't take that as gospel. 1850s, definitely. And what they did was they took the annual temperature for each year from the year that the mill opened up until last year, and they knitted scarves in wool that would represent the temperature, the same way as we do temperature stitching, I suppose. All of those scarves, 171 of them, were hanging up on display in the cathedral. And the part that they've moved on to now is they are doing a climate change map of the UK. So we are knitting and crocheting 10 centimetre squares, which will make up that map. So West Yorkshire Spinners are supplying the wool for this. And Fizz, who's one of the organisers of our WI, she runs the Little Craft House, which is another craft shop in Saltaire. So she was one of the organisers for this event on Saturday. And she also baked a very nice cake. It has to be said, it was lovely. So yeah, what they're doing is they're getting them all together, and they're going to build this map using all of these squares that we're knitting in and crocheting. So we just arrived, and there was tea and coffee available, and hello, you want to come up? Hi, you just want to cuddle? You did not use your claws on my leg, please, thank you. So it was a lovely afternoon. We were only there for about an hour and a half. Hello. And just after we started, myself and a few other ladies were sitting at our table, and this young lass appeared, and asked if someone could teach her to crochet. So of course I said, yeah, of course I'll teach you. And she had a friend who also needed to learn, so the pair of them ended up sitting beside me, and I didn't get anything done on Saturday because I ended up showing them how to crochet and explaining how to do it and everything, and keeping them right. I started crocheting my own square, and I kept ripping it out to show them how to do a certain bit. I just couldn't concentrate on what I was doing. I'm still in touch with one of the girls. They were from South Korea. Lovely girls. One is at university in Leeds. The other one is going off to study in Denmark. I think she goes next week. And they were lovely. And I'm hear from one of the girls. Maybe not every day, but every other day. She'll send me a message, and they were both absolutely lovely. So yeah, that was Saturday, and I was still recovering from Friday at that point. I could barely walk, and so Sunday, I'm afraid I just put my hands up and I said, no, I need to rest today. So I did very little. I did a bit of stitching, had a catch up with Di, but I was just, the thought of climbing 2 flights of stairs to come up to the craft room, I was like, I just can't do it, which is one of the reasons why I'm a little bit behind. And the other reason was because I wanted to get that page finished on Pandemic, because I was so close. And I thought, if I could just get it done, and then I can show everybody and go, look, I've got page finished. So it was a busy couple of days. Obviously today I've been at the doctor's this morning, then up to Barleycraft Fabrics, and then up to WI. So I've done a bit of running around today. Tomorrow I'm at the Watering Clinic in the morning, and then we'll see what the rest of the day brings. I don't want to. The last time I decided to make plans for a day that I was at Watering Clinic, I ended up at the hospital. So I'm not going to make plans. I'm not going to put myself out and say, right, I'm doing this. I'm just going to go with the flow. So I think that's all I've been getting up to. I'll show you those fabrics. Don't fall over, please. Well, when your friend who owns a fabric shop decides to have a half price sale, it'd be rude not to go along, wouldn't it? And this first bit of fabric, so it's fat quarters I've bought of everything. This first bit of fabric, I have a hydrangea in my little container garden out back, and last year it produced one flower. The year before that I didn't get a flower. The year that I bought it, it did have a flower on it. In fact, it might have had 2 flowers on it. But then I had a couple of years when I didn't get any flowers at all, and then I was so excited last year. I had a whole flower. I was like, oh my god. This year I have 5. I think it's suddenly woken up. Now my flowers are a deep pink, but this fabric is just beautiful. So I just, when I saw it, I thought, oh, I've got to have that. And that will look lovely on whatever I decide to do with it. It's absolutely beautiful. And then the next bit I bought was this poppies, because we all love poppies. I absolutely adore poppies, so and this I absolutely love. Oh, they're brilliant. Well, we are in Yorkshire. I just absolutely love them. I was talking to a lady at WI tonight, and she goes to Leslie's shop quite often, and I was showing one of the other ladies the fabrics, and she went, oh, I've got that one. I don't know what I'll do with that, but I might just sit and look at it because I love it so much. I got this one because it is just beautiful. I love a fresh floral fabric. You can never go wrong with it. I think that is just stunning. And I love, it's a sort of very, very subtle green background on it. It's lovely. And last but by no means least, we have this one. And it's from the same family as the floral one. It's got bunny rabbits on, and if you look, you can see that pink. The flowers are the same. That little sort of pinky lilac-y one as well is in there too. So yeah, they're from the same family. So I'm quite pleased with my little purchases. And something else that I noticed when I was chatting to Leslie, because I hadn't seen her for a while, so we were catching up on what we've been getting up to and stuff, and she was showing me some stuff that she's been doing recently, and it is Swiss embroidery. And she showed me the books that she's got, and I've taken photographs of them. Unfortunately, they're on my phone, and I'm using the phone to film this, so ask me later. But she got them from Amazon, I think she said, and it's done on gingham fabric. And I thought, all that fabric I got from my friend Diane, I've got quite a lot of ginghams in there. I think probably they're all in there at the moment. So I've put all the fabrics together. I do have some in that bag over there, but most of them are in there. So I'm going to have a look at those ginghams, possibly tomorrow. Have a little look on Amazon, see if I can find one. Is it the two books that she had were in Italian? Yeah, it was definitely Italian. I'm trying to think of some of the phrases on it. Yeah, definitely Italian. So I would have to try and get an English translation. Otherwise, I could just use Google Translate. But I thought, do you know what? That's something else that I would like to try, turn my hand to. He would choose up some more of my fabric, that's for sure. But she'd done so many. There was little bookmarks. There was book coverings. There was the most stunning cushion that she's done. And I was like, I love that. I really, really love that. And I thought, I really want to have a go at that. So watch this space. I may be turning my hand to other forms of stitching as well as cross stitching. So yeah, I'll have a look, see if I can find something that I can read, and have a go at it. Because she's using the perle threads, and she's using number 8s. I have some. I think I've got number 12s. I need to have a look at them. I might do that while I'm up here tonight. But if not, I know where to get them because she's stocking them now. But yeah, I really fancy having a go at that. So as I say, watch this space, and we'll see how we go. So nearly 50 minutes. So quick recap and moving on. So I'm going to keep on with pandemic. I know I said I was only going to do it for the 2 weeks of Wimbledon, but I'm actually enjoying it, really enjoying it. So I may just do it for the rest of the month. We have been thinking of other things to do for other months. So next month, in August, we're doing Teresa Wentzler Wednesdays. September, which would normally be sampler September, I don't really do samplers, apart from the ones that I do, like my winter sampler and the little mini samplers that Little House Needlework have done. I don't really do like Hands Across the Sea samplers. They're just not my thing. So we thought, what else could we do? And then we thought, well, what about Seaside September? Which means I could work on my mermaids. See? Using my head. So that's September. October probably would be Halloween for most people. I'm not really a Halloween fan, but it could be autumn. So anything with an autumn theme. So I'm doing quilts, the long dot sampler, which is very autumnal. Possibly by then I will have the autumn seasonal sampler by Little House Needleworks. So I could do that. And I'm pretty sure I've got something else in my stash that is autumnal. I've got the Autumn Queen from Mirabilia. I've got the Autumn Lady from Lavender and Lace. Not saying I'm going to start them, but you never know. Never say never. And like I say, I'm sure I've got something else that I've possibly started that is autumnal. So that could be October. And then we need to think about November and December. December obviously will be Christmassy stuff. So Christmas ornaments or a scene with snowing. So Bear Tree Forest might make a reappearance, Karen. So I don't know. So we need to think up something for November. So put your thinking caps on and let me know what you think. Purchases you've seen. I bought the fabric. That seems to be all I've bought recently. I still haven't got around to buying that new stitches through the years. I keep meaning to do it and then I keep forgetting. So that may be my payday purchase at the end of this month. We'll see. Probably. I've just had a message flash up and I've got no idea who it's from. That's kind of thrown me a little bit. Di has been doing some knitting, finishing off some stuff that she's been working on. And I was thinking, I've got a cardie that I started more years ago now than I care to remember. I really should think about doing that. I've also got, I think I've done the back, both fronts and one of the sleeves, and I think I'm about halfway through the last sleeve. So I really should get on with it. So that could be something, maybe aim to finish it for the end of the year. Don't hold me to that, please. But I've got other things as well. There's the scarf that I bought when I was in Norway last year. I bought the pattern and the wool for it. I've got a couple of other little things that I've picked up at Skipton Yarndale over the years. There's at least 2 or 3 scarves. There's a lovely sort of cowl thing that I got as well. And there's a, what is it, not a Guernsey, Gansey cushion. So there's loads of stuff. I found the wool for one of those scarves that's got beads in it. And when I looked at the scarf and I thought, well, the pattern, and I thought, I'm sure I bought wool for that. I had no idea what colour the wool was and where I put it. Then I was having a major tidy up last week up here, and I found the wool, and it is lovely. I don't know where to put it. It'll be in there somewhere. No, that's not it. But it's lovely, and I was like, oh, I found the wool for this. I should do it. It's the thought of having too many projects going at once and too many projects of differing varieties. I've still got the crochet blanket that I'm working on. I need to finish that. I've got the squares that I need to finish for this map of the UK. I've got things that have finished stitching but need to get made up into little pillows and stuff. So I really need to try finishing some stuff and not concentrate so much on starting new stuff. And I have been really good, and I haven't, the only new starts I've had this year, I had my New Year's start was the spring sampler. My next start was Bear Tree Forest, and then the next start was the summer sampler, which is just carrying on with that set of seasonal samplers. And I have one other new start, which is in Roll the Dice. That might not even come out until next year, so I've not really had that many. I may have a new start for my birthday, but I may not even be in the country on my birthday. I'm hoping not to be on my birthday, but we'll see. But I'm not planning on doing too much. I'm just gonna plod on at my own rate, doing what I want to do whenever I want to do it. I think that's going to be my mantra for the rest of the year. So, what time is it? Oh, good grief, it's nearly an hour, 56 minutes. Right, I am going to, I've actually managed to keep this cushion at my back all the time. Didn't know you were still down there. Are you coming up to say hello to everybody, Bambi? What do you mean, oh no? Are you coming up to say hello to everyone? Come on, get your clothes out, Minnie. Do you want to come up and say hello? Come on. People haven't seen you for a while. Come on. There she is. There. Hello, everybody. Hi. You'd rather be on the window, wouldn't you? Okay. Off you pop. I'm covered in cat fluff now. Where's your sister? She's under the table, probably. It's under there. Go find Shadow. Come on, go find Shadow. So yeah, that's all she wrote. Feel as if I've just took a closer to my leg again. I feel as if I've waffled along quite a bit today. And of course I was completely unprepared, as I normally am. But I will, don't even think about it. Don't knock that over. Don't even go there and get your clothes out, Minnie. So I'm due to film a week on Sunday. So I will see you all then. I'm cutting the top of my head off now. I will see you all then, and I'm showing you my spare tyre as well. No, I can't sit like that. You see my big fat arms. I'm getting paranoid since I got weighed this morning, or this afternoon. You agree, don't you? Yeah. So, yeah, I am going to go back downstairs, get your clothes out my leg, make myself a cup of tea, pick up either one of those two projects, either Pandemic or the summer sampler. I may just do the summer sampler because it's easier on my hands, and I need to faff about with Pandemic, with putting it back onto the Q snaps and everything, so I may leave it. Sorry about that. Bambi just knocked the phone onto the floor. I'll just put you back up there. At least we're still going. I bet that gave you all a fright. It gave me a fright. Don't do it again. Right, I'm going to go back downstairs before she creates any more havoc up here. So I will see you all a week on Sunday. I have no idea what the date will be. I'll tell you in a minute. Oh, God. She knocked the Kindle over as well. Honestly. Bum, 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 bum. Come on. Utilities. Calendar. So today's date's the 10th, Sunday. So it'll be Sunday the 20th of July. So I will see you then. And hopefully I'll have a lot more stitching to show you. Don't hope for another page finish on Pandemic, because I'm not that fast a stitcher. And I'm back at work next week. So I will see you all on the 20th of July. And enjoy the rest of the week and next week. Hope you get loads of stitching done. Hope you don't die with the heat if you're in the UK. And I'll see you on the 20th. Take care. Happy stitching. Bye.